Um, I think there's a lot of debate over whether whoopings or spanking are good or bad, or if they cause kids to be violent, or if a lack of whoopings or spankings will cause a kid to go bad. And I know that the Bible says, "Spare the rod and spoil the child," and I've seen plenty of examples of children that were not being spanked or whatever, just behaving badly. I've seen plenty of examples, um, you know, especially in the white community. I mean, I've seen white kids just really talk back to their parents, and they're not getting any spankings at home because of the way they act. You know, I mean, I was out yesterday. I was out in Clayton. I talked about that in one of my videos recently. I was out in Clayton trying to get signatures for a petition to help get some services for St. Louis County children. And one of the people that signed my billboard had a very rambunctious, it was a white woman with a very rambunctious little daughter that was just all over the place. And she would tell her to stop doing this, and she wouldn't stop doing it, and she was just hitting the clipboard with her head and stuff. And by no means that I'm saying the majority of whites are like this or anything, but this was just behavior that was beyond the pale. And then at one point the little girl said, "You don't tell me what to do, I tell you what to do." I could not imagine a black child saying that to a black parent in a million years. So I think that whites who think that they're doing their kids favors by not giving them spankings, I'm not so sure about that at all. At all. I got spankings as a child, and I can tell you, me and my brother both, it never made either one of us violent. It never made one of us want to hurt somebody or pick on somebody or inflict the violence back. So I'm not buying the whole, if you spank them, then they're going to be violent or they're going to turn out to be horrible people. I'm not a horrible person, and I got plenty of spanking because I was a hard little so-and-so. But I'll tell you one thing, because my mama gave me spankings and disciplined me like the Bible says, to whoop them, because it said if you beat them, it will not kill them. And it's saying spare the rod and spoil the child. Because my mother did it the way God said do it, or the Bible says do it, I'm okay. I turned out just fine. The spankings didn't kill me. They didn't emotionally scar me. I'm not afraid of my mama or nothing like that. And I think that these psychologists and these doctors and stuff, I don't know why they're lying the way they are. I don't know why they're lying like that. Because I talked to the minister at my church, a lady minister, and she was telling me that she has known plenty of children that are victims of abuse. She has had abuse in her family, that things abuse have occurred in her home, growing up and stuff. And she told me point blank, abused children do not become violent. They do not act out violence. What they is they're scared, they cower, they don't trust anybody, but they tend not to hit back. They tend not to be violent. And this is from a woman in her 30s who has seen a lot of abuse, has been part of abuse, has been involved in being abused, has been abused, and this is what she had to say. It's not true. And she was also said that the one child that she knows that was threatening to kill their own parent was a child that was never got any whoopings. And she also asserted that a lot of these kids that be on shows and the parents be saying, "I'm afraid of them," they were standing over me with a knife, or they're beating their little brothers and sisters up, or killing their little brothers and sisters. These are children that tend to not come from homes where corporal punishment is used, where whoopings are administered. So I honestly believe that people are messing up. A lot of folks are messing up by letting egghead doctors that don't know what they're talking about, tell them, "Oh, if you whoop your child, they're going to be scarred for life." It's bull. It's BS. That whoopings has been a part of the black community for the longest. And if it was, the only people that turn out bad as a result of whooping are people that was just going to turn out bad, that just got bad in them. Simple as that. Because there are plenty of people like me that got whoopings, black folks especially, and they're doing just fine. They don't want to hurt nobody. They didn't go up wanting to beat the crap out of everybody or try to get back at others for what their parents did. They're not afraid of their parents. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. I don't know why they're lying like that. I just don't know why the doctors and stuff are lying. So I want to know your views on this. What you think? Should kids get spankings? Should they not be spankings? Do you think it's BS about the kids being traumatized and they're going to be so? Because I think, honestly, I don't believe children, if they get the kind of spankings I got, which were not excessive, which did not leave marks or permanent marks. I was never unable to sit down after a whooping from my mother. Never in my life. She gave me a whooping where I was seriously injured or anything, and it was corrective. The doctors told me that I was a hyperactive child when I was little, and they told my mother that, and that they needed to put me on drugs. You know what she did? She beat my butt, and guess what? I learned to behave. I learned to control myself. I learned to not mess with everything and be all into everything because my mama gave me a whooping. I don't think she made a mistake. I don't think she erred, in deciding against giving me drugs or letting them give me drugs as opposed to beating my butt. I'm fine. Trust me on that. And I think a lot of children that are being drugged by their parents, probably especially white parents, are being done a great disservice because they probably could have gotten them under control if they had just gave them a few good spankings. So I believe in corporal punishment, and it's just crazy. So I just want to know what you think about it. How you feel about corporal punishment. Do you think it's good or bad? Do you think the doctors are right or wrong? What are your personal experiences with corporal punishment? Do you have experiences that seem to or knowledge of things that seem to contradict the way I'm thinking about it or whatnot? So please make a response video. Tell me what your thoughts are. Now understand, I am talking about reasonable spankings. I am not talking about beatings. I ain't talking about, my mother, has related how they used to beat. Now that there was child abuse down in the South, sometimes where they would whoop kids with razor straps. Parents would beat them with razor straps and draw the blood out of them. And some parents do haul off and just hit their kid in the face with their fist or slap them across the face. That never happened. That kind of stuff is not what I'm saying that I believe is okay. Drawing blood, making it where the kid can't sit down, slapping them across the face or hitting them. I'm talking about legs to the buttocks, to the butt or the legs with a belt or something, and without excessive force or using too much force. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm okay with. That's what I think works. That's what I think that little white girl out in Clayton could use from her mother. A few good spankings, reasonable spankings like I got. I guarantee you, she would not be talking back to her mother in public if she would do that. So I just want to know what you think about it, how you feel about it, corporal punishment. And, please try to be nice in your replies, and I guarantee you, I'm respecting your views. If you disagree with me, please just respect my views and be respectful towards me. So, God bless you and keep you. You don't have to agree with me, but be nice in your responses. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.